Hello, this presentation is titled Learning Beyond the Classroom for Adult Learners. Your presenters today are Tasha Brickhouse, Daniel Hartlip, and Jennifer Renault of EDLD 611. This is the winter 2018 semester of Eastern Michigan University. Thank you for joining us.
This is Tasha Brickhouse, and I would like to lead you through our introduction. You may be asking, what exactly is learning beyond the classroom? Learning beyond the classroom is both a learning method as well as a competency requirement for most undergraduate degrees. These experiences allow students to apply classroom knowledge outside the classroom through professional development, service, citizenship, and leadership, diversity, students' interest areas such as music, theater, and sports. There are diverse ways that learning beyond the classroom requirements can be fulfilled. LBC opportunities turn learning into action by building professional development skills. These professional development opportunities prepare students for careers. Traditional methods may include internship, job shadowing, service work, and research. To meet the interests of students, more and more LBC opportunities have been developed. Service learning can come in many forms, such as citizenship projects, holding leadership roles, and by doing community service. These LBC activities improve leadership skills and give students an opportunity to experience teamwork. LBC can build diversity into a student's learning plan through studying abroad, mentoring other students or those in the community, or by participating in diversity organizations. These activities help students understand cultures inside and outside of the U.S. and add a depth to education that cannot be obtained from traditional learning modes. Students' interest in music, theater, and sports can also be used to fulfill LBC requirements by participation. These activities support teamwork skills. So, how does it relate to adult and continuing education? Adult and continuing education students are identified as non-traditional students who have waited longer than 12 months after high school to enter or re-enter college. Adult students are more likely to work full-time and go to school part-time, have dependents at home, and have a more flexible approach to academic pursuits. These students already come to academics with life experience, but they have limited time in which they can engage in school activities. With this in mind, educational institutions are challenged with the task of providing LBC opportunities for the adult student population. We will move into our overview. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, approximately 59% of students pursuing a bachelor's degree complete within 6 years. In an effort to support the students' learning progress, institutions have implemented learning beyond the classroom components to enhance the learning experience. At Eastern Michigan University, the LBC program has shown to improve retention rates and increase the students' overall perception of their learning experience. Benefits of learning beyond the classroom experience are attractive to students because they can be flexible in time and place and allow students to build social equity that is valuable for career marketability. These activities improve student satisfaction and increase retention, encourage re-enrollment, and increase graduation rates. We have discussed the benefits to learning beyond the classroom for post-secondary students. Research has shown that traditional students and non-traditional students have different experiences, perceptions, and learning preferences. One statistic showed that roughly 60% of students in college are non-traditional adult students. Further, about 75% of those non-traditional students feel that institutional organizations do not take into consideration the unique barriers of adult students. An organization called the Council for Adult and Experiential Learning, known as CAEL, developed 8 adult learning-focused institutions, ALFI, principles. The 8th principle, identified by CAEL, focused on building learning opportunities through partnerships with employers and other organizations for what we know as learning beyond the classroom. We will discuss the role that KL plays in LBC further in the presentation. Organizations like the National Society for Experiential Education, NSEE, help to connect individuals and organizations to build enriching learning opportunities. NC is a nonprofit group made of businesses, community leaders, and educators that can be a resource for supporting experiential learning opportunities through activities that build cultural and ethical awareness while exploring occupational skills. LBC is shown to be effective for long-term academic benefit. Service learning completed in the freshman year has been estimated to increase retention by 14%, showing promise that engaging students in LBCs early in their academic career can get them to graduation.
This is Daniel Hartlip, and I will be talking about how this topic of LBC relates to adult and continuing education. LBC is a means for the non-traditional student to branch out and learn in a different manner than in a typical classroom. Students are able to use social media and real-life experiences as a tool in their educational goals. They feel a sense of community and can relate to others who they have never met. LBC allows for greater student access, and there are diverse ways that learning beyond the classroom requirements can be fulfilled. Traditional methods may include internships, job shadowing, service work, and research. These LBC opportunities turn learning into action by building professional development skills. Many adult learners are employed full-time and have years of experience and prior learning to draw from, which is great that they can use their own life events to connect to their learning objectives, but it also makes time and availability an issue for many adult learners. Learning beyond the classroom can help distance learning adults feel more connected to the topics in class by engaging in outside events that can then be incorporated into lesson plans within the classroom. Because adult learners juggle family, work, and school obligations all at once, it is imperative that institutional systems support these students and that departments allocate funds to ensure that faculty are trained properly to support these students who can be at risk of discontinuing their education due to a lack of engagement or accessibility. It makes sense that with a student population who has a lot of real-life experience, that those students should be offered more experiential learning opportunities. Next, I will be addressing some of the challenges that adult learners face in this critical issue area of learning beyond the classroom. As stated earlier, greater than 60% of U.S. students in higher education are non-traditional adult learners. One report showed that over 75% of adult learners do not feel that institutions support the needs of non-traditional learners. So with that in mind, we ask ourselves, what are the challenges to engaging an adult student population in learning beyond the classroom? We have identified 4 areas. Oftentimes, adult learners are insecure about their own abilities as students. These manifest due to financial burdens, familial responsibilities, and lack of support from employers. Next, we note that distance learning is not always the most intuitively designed. Learning beyond the classroom opportunities for an adult population need to be reinforced through classroom learning with objectives that connect class material to the outside event. Next, the inherent isolation of many distance programs decreases student retention rates. Students often feel disconnected from their classmates, their professors, and often their institutions as a whole. Finally, many adult learners just don't have time to commit to learning beyond the classroom opportunities. As mentioned before, many adults have familial obligations or are not supported well by their employers. That means it's hard for a working adult to work all day and try to attend a learning beyond the classroom event on their off time. Many of these barriers revolve around students, but we also need to think about the challenges facing faculty and organizations in this area. Many faculty feel under-supported by training staff on how to translate in-person courses meant for traditional college students into online and distance-based learning beyond the classroom courses aimed at adult populations. Institutions need to support faculty in this endeavor by allocating proper funds to departments for training and other purposes. More than any other teaching method, distance learning requires a collaborative effort between student and teacher, unbounded by the traditional limits of time, space, and single instructor effort. Knowing the barriers for adult learners can help drive program planning and policy formation to assist this population of students. We will touch on this more later on in the presentation.
This is Tasha again. Now we will take a look at innovations addressing the challenges. Currently, there are a few universities that have begun LBC programs. These help to create tangible experiential goals and benchmarks for students to complete in order to graduate with a learning certificate. Many of the options revolve around attending outside learning events such as lectures or cultural presentations, or include some sort of service learning or internship experience that counts for academic credit. Vanderbilt's Center for Teaching created a website on how to successfully create learning outside the classroom opportunities like field trips, studying abroad, community engagement, and how to incorporate technology outside the classroom. The website also has resources for how to assess these field learning opportunities. Looking towards the future, in a report titled A New Approach to PLA Using Scholarships and an Audit Tool, they talk about using prior learning assessment tools to evaluate work experience for college credit as a method to validate prior learning and retain students for graduation. Prior learning, either through non-credit bearing education experiences such as seminars, association lectures, or occupational related training, can translate into learning beyond the classroom experiences. These prior learning experiences are often foundational in nature, and adult students find value in sharing their experiences with other students. The 8 adult learning-focused institution principles described by KL address areas that are of greatest opportunity for adult learning. Number 1, outreach, described as an active pursuit to overcome limitations of time, place, and to maximize education opportunities. Number 2, life and career planning, which includes assessment and mentoring. Number 3, financing, which focuses on developing financial flexibility through creative sources of school funding. Number 4, assessment of learning outcomes as a review of prior experience learning for credit or degree program direction. Number 5, teach learning process, accounting for multimodal plans to meet learning competencies. Number 6, student support systems to support self-directed, lifelong learners. Number 7, technology. By integrating information technology, institutions can provide the most up-to-date information to help adult learners select LBCs that best meet their career goals. And number 8, strategic partnership that brings together students with employers and organizations for opportunities. Creative programs that incorporate relevant activities of the current society, such as social media, pop culture, and integration of distance learning through technology, are exceptional ways to engage students in activities that translate into education experiences. Given these concepts, LBC learning activities reinforce planning, teamwork, problem solving, innovative resource opportunities in settings that bring cultural awareness through experiential learning.
This is Jennifer Renaud. There are great learning beyond the classroom resources and programs available. Some organizations and agencies that can help someone learn more about this topic include Purdue University's LBC Certificate Program, Eastern Michigan University's LBC Requirements, Thomas Aquinas College Beyond the Classroom Philosophy, the Council for Adult and Experiential Learning website, Teaching Outside the Classroom, an online guide developed by Vanderbilt University, and the National Society for Experiential Education. There are many methods of learning beyond the classroom. These various methods focus on areas that are not traditional methods of learning, but are just as important in developing a well-rounded student. Examples include blogging, where users share images, videos, and text. No advanced computer knowledge is needed. Pinterest, Individuals can create pin boards or digital scrapbooks with topic-specific information, which are very easy to share. Life and career experience. This is where pop culture and television are used as a basis for business needs, decisions, and opinions. Field trips. These excursions can be used to explore classroom learning objectives in a real-world setting. Alternative methods to meeting learning beyond the classroom criteria may include prior learning assessments, whether professional training received on the job, military experience, or other methods of learning. This concludes our presentation and reflects that a number of sources were used to gather the information presented. Thank you for viewing Learning Beyond the Classroom for Adult Learners.